Manchester United are out of the Champions League, having crashed to a 1-0 defeat at Old Trafford against Atletico Madrid. Now, Manchester United didn't perform very well in the first leg, but everybody kind of thought that having salvaged a draw, having scored a goal at the Wanda Metropolitano, despite the fact that the away goal rule is no longer in play, that Manchester United had set themselves up to progress through to the next round with a victory at Old Trafford. People were writing off Atletico Madrid. People were talking about how Atletico Madrid under Diego Symeou are a team in regression. And for the most part, that is true. They've struggled in La Liga. They don't look as good as they have done in the past, particularly defensively. But with that many talented players and with a manager who tactically is as good as anybody else on the continent, Atletico Madrid always had a chance tonight. Manchester United have been a club in turmoil for a while now. And ever since Ralf Rangnick came in as an interim, while there have been small signs of progress and small signs of them moving in the right direction at various points, overall, it's not been great and it's not been convincing. Manchester United fans are almost willing the season to end so that they can focus on a new era and hopefully, for their sake, a rebuild at Old Trafford. But they're going to go through some more pain before they get there. The Champions League represented an opportunity for Manchester United to turn a very, very poor season by their standards into a season that could have been full of joy, into a season that could have seen them go on this incredible ride to the latter stages of the Champions League. But they've fallen at the round of 16. Now, I've seen a lot of Manchester United fans on social media this evening complaining about some refereeing decisions, complaining about, the supposed foul in the lead up to Atletico Madrid's goal, a penalty shout that Bruno Fernandes, I think, had in the first half is something that was quite contentious as well. But ultimately, and maybe, Man United didn't get the rub of the green on the night, but ultimately they came up against a team that were far more streetwise, that were far more clued up, that were far more united. And that's ironic, isn't it? But they came up against a team who all knew what their jobs were from a defensive standpoint. And Manchester United continued to give away soft goals. They didn't ask anywhere near enough questions of Atletico Madrid this evening. And it's ultimately ended up being a really disappointing night for them. The problem at Manchester United is much deeper, though. The problem at Manchester United, as I've said for a while now, is from the top and all the way down. The structure's not right. The hierarchy's not right. Appointing an interim manager was not right. They've got a mix mash of players from different managers, from different eras, that just don't seem to gel, that don't seem to work together. There's too many big money, big name signings at that football club that are not pulling their weight. And it's been a problem for Manchester United for a while now. I'm not surprised that they got dumped out of the competition by the La Liga champions. A lot of people are, because many people would have told you that Manchester United were going to cruise through to the next round, having managed to salvage a pretty disappointing display at the Wanda Metropolitano, thanks to Anthony Elanga's late goal. But United's problems, as I say, run a lot deeper. They're now out of the Champions League. They're out of the FA Cup. They're obviously out of the League Cup as well, because that competition is finished. It's another trophyless season for Manchester United. And in contrast to what we're seeing at Arsenal, there is no plan there. There is no vision. There is no development. And that must be, as a United fan, a really worrying and difficult thing to see. It's how I felt under Unai Emery. I felt like we were just trying to patch stuff up all the time and that we were never actually on the right trajectory, that we were never actually moving and pulling in the right direction. And that's a really horrible place to be as a fan, because this apathy starts to creep in. And I can imagine that's how a lot of Manchester United fans will be feeling right now. Is Ralf Rangnick the right man? Not as a manager, not in my opinion. Was he set up to fail, though, because of the fact that he was given this interim title? I think so. So I've got some sympathy for him, but he's just out of his depth. He's not the right guy to manage this team on the pitch, to lead it on the pitch. Perhaps he can offer some value behind the scenes, but that's only going to work if the manager that comes in is happy and willing to work in tandem with him. Otherwise, that could be another disaster for Manchester United, who have committed to using Ralf Rangnick on a consultancy basis for the next couple of years. all the talk around Man United has been about who the new manager is going to be. That's been the hot topic of late. And Erik ten Hag is the man that a lot of Manchester United supporters want to see come to the club this summer. But his Ajax side were also dumped out of the Champions League this evening by Benfica. Now, I was commentating on that game, so I watched that one in, of course, a lot more detail. I've watched the Manchester United highlights, but going back to the Ajax game, you can see what it is that Ten Hag wants from a team. You can see the patterns of play. You can see the system. You can see how they're asked to operate. And for the first half, at least, I thought they were playing really well. I thought Ajax were in complete control without really forcing too much from the goalkeeper. They forced one good save out of him, Ryan Gravenberch, with an effort from distance. But the football was slick. It was nice. It was quick. It was intense. And they were strangling a Benfica side who really had no idea how to get out. But into the second half they went. Benfica made a couple of changes. They brought Mete on in the middle of the park. He replaced Adel Taarabt, and he just added a lot more steel to that midfield. And Benfica as a defensive unit looked much, much better. They didn't create anything at all, Benfica. They didn't get forward with any regularity, but they earned themselves a set piece. The free kick came in from the right. Andre Onana, the goalkeeper, I have no idea what he was thinking. He came flying out into no man's land. But the marking of Darwin Núñez, who's been linked with a move to Arsenal, by the way, and we'll drop a video tomorrow with a little bit of a deep dive into Darwin Núñez because I had a real good look at him tonight. But he rose, headed into the back of the net, and that goal was enough to see Benfica through. Benfica should never have gone through in this tie. Never. They were really poor overall tonight, but they took advantage of a set piece. They took advantage of a moment, and they made Ajax pay for that. The thing is, Ajax's play was really good throughout the game up to a certain point. But even in the first half, where I mentioned that they played a lot better, the final ball wasn't quite right. They just lacked that bit of quality in the final third and struggled to make those moments count. At the end of the day, it's disappointing for Ajax because I think, just like Man United, a lot of people expected them to go through, given that they'd already been away from home. But with the scrapping of the away goal rule this season, the Champions League is a completely different animal. And Benfica took the opportunity tonight, the one opportunity really that they fashioned, that they created, and stuck it to Ajax. And Ajax are out, Erik ten Hag's out, Manchester United are out too. But congratulations to Benfica, and congratulations to Atletico Madrid and Diego Simeone, because a lot of people have been writing them off this season. And whilst as an Arsenal fan, it's fun to sit here and criticise Manchester United, and quite enjoyable to kind of watch them suffer and their demise, you got to give credit to Diego Simeone, who was being written off by people in this country anyway, going into this tie, and even more so going into this second leg, having failed to beat United at the Wanda Metropolitano. But it's them who go through. Man United are out, Ajax are out too, and it's Atletico Madrid and Benfica that progress. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you.